My name is Julie. I'm 33 years old. I live with my husband, who is 2 years older than me, and our 8-year-old daughter, making us a family of 3. My husband, Andrew, works for a trading company. As for me, I run a beauty salon out of a room in our house. It's a small business, mainly sustained through word of mouth from neighbors and clients who've sought me out since I worked at a major salon before getting married. Our house is 3 stories tall, with the beauty salon taking up the entire first floor, our living and dining space on the second, and bedroom on the third. It's a really comfortable and functional setup. Even though it's a home-based business, I've made the salon room as professional as any standalone salon, complete with a luxury spa bed, aromatherapy, and flowers, creating a private haven for my cherished clients. It's women only, so I even keep my husband out. Women tend to be sensitive to men's scents, you know what I mean? So basically, my home salon is my castle. Andrew and I got married 2 years ago, having known each other since our student days. We reconnected at a reunion 3 years into our careers, both of us at the right age for marriage. I was 28 and he was 30. Our schedules rarely aligned though, given our different jobs, so we sort of rushed into marriage on a whim. But I was happy. Andrew made a decent income, and I had my earnings. Our daughter was growing up healthy. It seemed like my married life was going smoothly. That is, until one day when everything started to fall apart. That day came out of nowhere, like a storm. "Julie, mind if we come in?" Suddenly, Andrew's sister, Lisa, barged into our home with a middle-aged man in tow. Lisa?" I was shocked, to say the least. It would have been one thing if it was just Lisa, but the man with her was a problem. "Lisa? I was at a loss for words. The man didn't look like a typical office worker. His appearance suggested he might be shady, with a white jacket, gray slacks, a perm, and noticeably bleached hair tips mixed with gray. His hands were shoved in his pockets. Lisa then shocked me further by asking, "Hey, Julie honey, can we stay here from today?" "What?" "Please, we're in a bit of a situation and don't have a place to stay right now. We're family after all." Fortunately, there were no clients at the salon at the moment, but the thought of having an appointment was horrifying. "Wait a minute. What do you mean you don't have a home?" Lisa tried to placate me with a forced laugh. The man next to her was scrutinizing our home, even checking out the shoes by the entrance. I tried to calm myself. I've dealt with all sorts of people in my career as an esthetician, even handling complaints from difficult customers. "I got fat because of you." "You're no good." Somehow, I had to manage this situation too. But then Lisa took off her shoes and entered the house, followed by the man. "We're coming in." "Wait, Lisa, what's going on? Why are you here? And who is this man? Can we at least talk about this at a nearby cafe first?" I pleaded desperately, but they ignored me and went up to the living room. I couldn't stop them in time. "Ooh, what a lovely home. The dining table is spacious enough for 4 people. Looks like we'll be comfortable here for a while," she said, settling herself on the sofa. "Julie, families help each other out in times of trouble. I'll explain everything to Andrew. Meanwhile, I'm quite thirsty. Could you make some tea? I smelled something really nice at the entrance earlier." That was the herbal tea I served my clients. I didn't want to serve them tea at all, I took a deep breath. Lisa, all right, please make yourself comfortable until Andrew returns. I don't understand the situation, and I'm not in the mood to talk right now, I said firmly. They exchanged looks as if communicating silently. Then Andrew finally came home in the evening. I didn't even prepare dinner. I couldn't. He noticed the extra shoes at the entrance and asked, "What's going on?" "You'll see if you go upstairs," I said, aligning the slippers, hoping he would handle the sudden arrival of Lisa and the mysterious man. But my hope was dashed in an instant. Andrew greeted his sister with a smile. "Hey, sis, welcome!" Then turning to the man, he asked cheerfully, "And is this your current boyfriend? Husband?" I was dumbfounded. "Hey, Julie, this is my sister," he said. Yes, I know, but..." Before we could continue, Lisa got straight to the point. "So, Andrew, our shop went under." "Did?" Oh, yeah, Julie, my sister runs a snack bar. Well, she was, is more accurate, I guess," he explained. Yes, I had an inkling about her situation. Unlike my husband, Andrew, she wasn't much for studying and had lived off her looks and charm in the nightlife industry. Not that I judge her for it, but she was never one to hold down long-term connections. And now, at 42, without youth or beauty on her side and lacking in character, the recession hit her hard, and her bar failed. The man beside her was likely one of the few patrons who stuck by her. Lisa quickly began. "Andrew, you understand, right? I've been disowned and haven't seen her parents in a while. I can't go back to them now. I'm broke from the shop's closing costs. I have to vacate my apartment this month. I have nowhere to go." "I see, sis. You've had it tough," he said, listening intently. "I'm the type who spends money right away, you know. My savings were minimal, and I just didn't know what to do next." Finally, my husband looked at the silent man sitting beside her. "Sis, who's this guy?" "He's someone who, despite me having no money and going through a lot of hardship, has stayed by my side and supported me silently. He doesn't have much going for him, though. He's the guy I've been living with in the apartment I'm about to vacate. Well, he's sort of like a boyfriend, I guess." I couldn't believe what my husband was nodding along to. I get it, but so what? Am I supposed to live with my sister-in-law and this complete stranger in our house? That's just not happening. I couldn't hold back any longer and had to say something. Whoa. What are you talking about, honey? I understand your sister's having a tough time and I get it. But living together here is just not feasible. We have a daughter, and the first floor is a beauty salon. Where do they expect to stay? He then simply said, "Then we'll turn your beauty salon to their room." That's impossible. And why should I have to suffer for this?" I countered with logic. He then said, "You see, Julie, you might not understand, but my sister took great care of me. She played with me when I was a kid, gave me allowance, helped me with my homework, and even slapped classmates who teased me." He then looked at her fondly. Sure, she's 7 years his senior. They must have been close without any sibling fights. But now, he's my husband. He's not just his sister's little brother anymore. No way, I said firmly. What's the deal with beauty salons anyways? Massaging people's faces and bodies? How is that important? My sister matters much more. I couldn't believe the audacity. Don't you see? That's not the point. How is it okay for 4 adults plus a child to live together? You're saying from tomorrow I should shut down my salon, prepare meals for 5 people, and live with your sister and her boyfriend? Who in the world would agree to such a demand? Not just me. This was a situation I had to fight desperately against. My husband and I argued heatedly. Then, unbelievably, he said, "Then why don't you leave?" What did you just say? You should be the one to leave this house. My sister and I will live here. I felt like I was about to faint. I never thought my husband would say such a thing. But that is impossible. After all, I own this house. Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. Why don't you leave? That's not what I'm asking. From today, this is my and my sister's house. You can go back to your parents. That solves everything. I won't abandon my sister. You see, he was completely clueless. I went upstairs to the bedroom, searched a drawer for a certain document, and then came back down to reveal the truth. Take a look at this. It was the deed proving the house, built with my grandparents' inheritance and my father's help, was in my name. This right here, Andrew, is the registration certificate. Have you forgotten? This house belongs to me. My husband and sister-in-law stopped dead in their tracks. So you see, you too are the ones who need to leave. Do you understand now? Even after saying this, my irritation didn't subside. I understood Lisa being surprised, not knowing the situation. But my husband should have known. Why then did he tell me to leave? Tired of the family drama, or just fed up, the man Lisa brought was actually sleeping. To think my husband said we should suddenly live with this old man, I was speechless. And it seemed my husband and sister-in-law were too. The 3 of them sat in a tense silence. It was so quiet you could hear the clock ticking. 10 minutes later, my husband broke the silence and spoke up. If the house is yours, then half of it should be mine. That's only something you can say if I cheated or something and that led to a divorce. Then we talk about dividing assets. You really won't accept living with them? Absolutely not. And so, with no appetite, the night went on, and it got late as we talked, eventually leading to bed. It was truly an unbelievably exhausting night. The next morning, I was woken up by rustling sounds, only to find Lisa had sneaked into the bedroom. Hey, Lisa! What the hell are you doing? I jumped out of the bed in shock. She was rummaging through the closet, dresser, and bedside table drawers, desperately searching for yesterday's documents. Stop it, please! Then she said something outrageous. What? If I can find and destroy yesterday's documents, then you won't be able to prove this house is yours. You can't seriously think that's possible. Even without the deed, the rights to the property don't just disappear, you know. It was unbelievable she'd consider such a thing, even given her lack of education. Then she challenged me. So, what do you suggest I do? I was completely drained from the start of the day. There's no reasoning with her. I decided to try to persuade my husband instead. Our 8-year-old daughter, sensing the chaos from last night, quickly finished her breakfast and headed to school early. Andrew, I began to earnestly persuade my husband. Even if your sister has been disowned by your parents, can't you mediate somehow? No, that's impossible. Our parents are incredibly strict. There's absolutely no way they let her back into the house. I know them. Spouses, after all, are strangers in the end. Family, the blood relatives, are forever. Let's give them a taste of that reality. So then please feel free to leave this house with her.
What did you say?
I'll send the divorce papers by mail. I can't do this with you anymore. Please, go ahead and leave with your precious sister.
Hey, why does it have to come to this?
Because there's no other way. He would never abandon her, left without an apartment, a home, or savings. If things continued this way, eventually we'd end up living with the unknown middle-aged man she brought along, essentially taking over our home. I decided it was time to act, especially after the "you should leave" comment from yesterday. That revealed his true nature. And so we got divorced. Now Andrew is stuck living at his family home with his parents and sister, and they're not exactly getting along. As for the other guy, I have no idea what became of him, and frankly, I couldn't care less. Meanwhile, I'm still running my salon and enjoying life with my daughter.